Hello everyone, this is Maurice. Welcome again to my overly Frenchified home. In this video, we are going to be building the particular chandelier that we selected for this chandelier lamp. Now, if you bought this chandelier as well, and this is the one that you're using for this project, this will be a very helpful video for you. If not, just move on to video number 4, where we will be completing the project. But if you have any questions or comments, please place them in the comments section below, and let's get right to building this chandelier. Now, if you're one of the people who is having problems putting this chandelier together, or if you're finding this one page of instructions to put the chandelier together difficult to follow, and it's confusing more than it's helpful, don't worry, I'm with you, because I put one of these chandeliers together before, and it took me almost 2 hours to do it, just to figure out how it actually goes together, because there aren't very many good pictures that show you how this goes together. You kind of have to figure it out on your own. Now, if you're one of those people who's having a problem putting it together, I'm making this video specifically to show you how to do it. So maybe it'll dismiss any real problems you have about doing it. So let's go ahead and let's put this thing together. Now, you're going to look and you're going to see most of these packages that come with the chandelier are crystals, and there's a lot of them. But go through them, because you're going to find that the parts you think you're missing are in one of these packages. All of the screws, all of the other pieces that hook this chandelier together, find this other package. And when you do, I took it and I put it into a bowl so I can't lose it. These are all the screws that you're going to need for it. These are the little arms, extensions that you need for it. You need all of these. So, I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to start putting this together. Now, I did one already. You have these long pieces. You see? 2 holes at one end, 2 at the other, but the 2 holes at one end are rather close together. They go into the very top of the chandelier. And you're going to use the longest and fattest screws to put this in. There are holes in the top of the chandelier here. You need to take this and your screwdriver. I usually just put one in to start with so I can start it. And I'm going to line that up and put one in. Not all the way. Just so I can get it started, and I can move this other hole around to line up with the other hole here. There's another screw. Put this in here. If I can put this in here. Line it up with that other hole. There we go. My screwdriver in here. Move that around to find that hole. There it is. Now you tighten this up. Both of them. There we go. Make it good and tight. And the other one. Okay, good. One more to do. It's right here. Again, take another screw. Force it in there. Well, there we go. Where is it? There we go. Oh, there, I need my screwdriver. Tighten that up slightly. Get another screw. Right. Wow, this is fiddly. Let me get my screwdriver here because this is not helping anything. Just trying to force it through. There we go. Well, we did have it. Let's try again. Where's that screw? We want to find this. Okay. The thing I am finding with some of these parts that they sent, and it's not a horrible thing, and it is something that's correctable, is that some of the holes in your parts are fairly clogged. If you notice, there's some residue in that second hole where my screw will not go through. So I'm going to force it through. There we go. Ah. Now I know I can get it in there. So we're going to do again the same thing we did. Get a screwdriver, get it in there. Alright, second screw. I think we're not quite in the right place, but we're getting there. Okay, I need to find the hole that goes into. There we go. Tighten it up really tight. Second one. There we go. Good and tight. Now that is these pieces. They go in the top. Okay, the next piece we're going to attach to the chandelier is this ring piece. It has 3 nuts attached to it on the inside, and you want to make sure when you put this on, you notice that these are oriented, these nuts, at one end of the width of this ring, and you want these nuts to be on the bottom, not the top. They have to be on the bottom, and the reason for this is because these little holes here is where your crystals that go from the top of the chandelier are going to attach to. So you want them facing up. And put this on. You're going to see there are holes here for it. There are holes that line up with it on the pipes we just put on. The inside hole is the one we want to use. And these are a little bit different, because when you put these through, they do move. You notice you can orient these downwards. The lights themselves move them up. We're orienting it downwards right now because we're going to take one of our screws, put it through the bottom of this. And it's going to get a nut on the bottom. If we can get to it, we will put it on. All right. Let's see if this one is. That's not even going to work. Okay. And the directions also, as far as what you need to use for the particular screw for each thing, is not exactly clear either. So you really kind of have to experiment. What I ended up having to do was I had to count how many screws I had so I know which ones went to which piece and count how many holes. It's kind of difficult, these directions, but if since I did it once before, it's not as bad as it could be. So that's why I'm showing you how to do this. Hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier for you. Now again, you get this here through, and you're gonna have to, they don't completely line up perfectly, so you've got to kind of jimmy with them a little bit. See. Okay. Another nut here. Okay. Pull this down again. And this one also gets another nut at the bottom. We're not going to tighten this up too much now because we want to get everything aligned and put in. You see what I mean? This one, the hole doesn't really match up to it. So we have to actually bend this down to be even with the hole to put this in. There we go. It's coming. There's our screwdriver. Here we go. Right. Bend this down to get this through. It wants to go all the way through that hole. Okay. Whoops. We'll try this again. Be a little rough with it. It's not going to hurt it. This is a well-made chandelier, believe it or not. We've got that last one in. We want to just put our nut on here. And we want this tight, so I'm going to take a pair of pliers, hold the screw steady with the screwdriver, and just tighten this up. Well, if we can hold our pliers, we can do it. All right. There we go. Alright. That's pretty snug. Go to the next one. And the next one. Okay, now that's pretty good. Now we get that first lamp ring on the chandelier attached to these cross pieces. Then we have some pieces, there are 3 pieces like this, They hang down from these cross pieces. You're going to see there's a hole on each one of them, on all three pieces, and these pieces are actually going to hang down from that. They're going to hang like that. Now you can't, they have a hole in the bottom that's going to attach another ring to it, and the top piece, although you can't see it, has threading in it, and they're going to attach to the bottom of these holes in the cross piece, and those are the largest screws that you get for the hardware for the chandelier. So we're going to drop this screw into this. There we go. We drop that large screw in. And this piece, this drop down piece, we are just going to go ahead and screw that in. Going, and you want it tight, but you want to make sure that your holes on this are not facing sideways like this. They have to face the outside of the chandelier and the inside of the chandelier. So we need to we're going to loosen it so that it's the correct position, and instead of screwing the piece on, we're going to screw the screw into it. There we go. Front to back, the hole, and that's good and tight. We're going to do that with all of them. Right, let's shut this in. See, there it is. Pull this down a little closer so you can see more what I'm doing. It's in there. There is the top, the threaded piece, the two holes. Remember, whoops, we have the wrong screw. We need the big one. Here we go. There we go. Turn that in. And remember, front to back. Outside of the chandelier, inside of the chandelier is where those screw holes go. So we're going to leave that there. Turn it around. Hold it so that the holes are oriented the right way, and then we are going to tighten this with a screwdriver. There we go. One more to go. Screw in there. There's our piece. Screw that in. And remove the top. Yep, we go front to back. Hold it the position we want and tighten it. Et voila! That part is done. Now the next piece we want to put on is our bottom. This is our 3 layers of crystals. This hangs the bottom of this chandelier. It's going to go on like this. Now we position this, we're going to just there. Move our lamp fixtures up again so we have room to work. Set this in the bottom. I'm going to pull this wiring back through. And we have to find on this the 3 holes that are used to keep this in place. Now if you go around this, you're going to find there are 3 holes in this 3-tier bracket. Oh wow, what have I done? There we go. There are 3 holes in this 3-tier bracket all along this bridge that are larger than the other ones. See, there's one right here. We're going to start here. And it is going to go on the inside. Okay. That's something I didn't show you, which I need to show you now. And I'm going to take a pair of pliers to this. This portion is the bottom of the chandelier as it's hanging from the ceiling. This is so you can hang a single ball on a chain to the bottom, and it hangs off the bottom of this. That's what this is for. It's for a chain. You have a ball crystal that hangs at the bottom. Because we have a lamp, we're not going to use this. We don't need this. But luckily enough, this is easy enough to take off. You just take a pair of pliers and you just rock this back and forth. Actually, I think it'd be better if I use a pair of vice grips. There we go. Rock this back and forth, and you will find that this actually comes out pretty easily. Go. We don't need that. There we are. We're going to find our hole again. And this is actually going to fit on the inside. If you see. The inside of this is where it's going to fit. We need to find our large holes. There's one. And our screws. Alright, so now that we've got this in here, we found our holes, the large holes that we need to put these into. We need to, our screws, goes in there. The little drop down pipe is on the inside. And to our surprise, I'm finding that these holes that run front to back on this drop down piece are actually threaded. So we don't need a nut. Okay, this is our other hole. And again, I'll talk to you about this. You're going to find most of these, the holes don't really line up that great always. So get it in there and get it started, but don't tighten it yet, because you are going to want to adjust this a bit. I tell you, this is the first one I actually tightened. So we're going to have to loosen that a bit before we put in our last one. Okay. Right, we're going to put this in here. Now I think we're pretty well lined up. We can actually tighten them. Go. And then the last one will tighten up. It's hard to tell you what size screws go to which one of these. You actually have to take the screws yourself, And you have to gauge it. You have to see if they fit or if they do not, because there's not really, the instructions aren't really that helpful as far as putting it together. But the bottom rings, you see, are on there. We put it on, we've completed that part. The last thing we have to put on this body is this, the large ring that sits about center. Now this one, again, you're going to have to look for the holes for it. And there's, in all of these, there are, again, if you notice, there are not evenly spaced. The hole is larger than the rest of them, and it is right in the center, right here. So we're going to use that as our anchor to do our first. And we're going to check and see which screw actually goes to this first. So where did we find our first hole? Here it is. Okay, we're going to start that, but we are not going to tighten it. We have to make sure we do not tighten this, or we're going to have some problems. We just want to anchor it in. There we go, it started. Now let's find our other one. There we go, right here where it's supposed to be. We're going to start that one too. Right. Yeah, see that. It's just started. All there. We have one last to put in. We kept the screw pretty loose, so we can go back through and tighten it up. Once we've lined up the last hole, and there it is, it's actually very well lined up. I'm shocked, but there we go. All right. Tighten it we must, and we're going to go ahead and tighten this really well. There we go, that's good. We'll go to the next one, tighten this up. Now I am finding with these that they have to go in just so, because if not, you're going to feel they're cross-threaded and they're not going in all the way. And this one was, so we took it out and we're redoing it and towards the end, and we're gonna tighten this up. It is awkward to hang on to because there's a lot of large pieces, but we'll get it. Yep, here we go. Might take a little bit, but just be persistent, you'll get it. Screw that in there. There we go, that's good. One more to do. If we can find a way to hang on to this, there we go. Alright, give it a good turn and get that thing in there good and tight. There we go. There you go. clear. The whole base of the chandelier, the whole thing that we need to put together is put together. Now we can go ahead and we can actually attach this to our lamp. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope those of you who actually bought this particular Empire style chandelier found this video helpful in putting it together. I know that when I first got my first chandelier exactly like this one, I found it very difficult. It took me a couple of days to actually put together, but I've actually put two of them together since, and it's become much easier for me. So I hope that my showing you makes this easier for you, and it eases the burden just a little bit and makes this whole experience a little less frustrating. Now, in video number 5, we are going to be completing our chandelier. So I hope you stick around with me and we'll complete this together. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And stay fabulous, everyone. And we'll see you in video number 5.